Hello, welcome back to Metalhead Nation Garage. I'm Chris, your host. Hey, give us a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you like it. Hey, we're going to talk about the rock news today, and it's an ever-going saga with Journey. Journey, Neil Schon and Jonathan Cain really going at it. Neil Schon earlier this week had a cease and desist order sent to Jonathan Cain. He was performing Journey songs at in Mar-a-Lago in Trump's resort. Possible Republican rally going on there is what it sounds like. And Neil explained he doesn't want Journey to be political. They shouldn't be political. And maybe he has a point there. I don't know. What do you guys think? Should they be political? Should they be out on doing songs on presidential tours? I don't know. I don't have one feeling one way or another, to be honest with you. And so, I don't know. So then we had Jonathan Cain's response. I mean, he really put it on him. He said, Neil Schon's been, he has been the thorn to bring Journey down over the years. Just everything that he's done and acted, sued, and he brought up Live Nation. I didn't even know that. Neil Schon and his lawyers sued Live Nation for whatever reason. He never discussed what the reason was, but said Journey as a band can never do any more, Live Nation producing them or sponsoring them for their tours. Which, that might not be a bad deal. I think Live Nation, oh my gosh, they have the monopoly on it anyways. That is the reason why ticket prices are higher nowadays, folks. It's not inflation, it's Live Nation, and it's been that way for years. Going back to that, he also said, on the earlier lawsuit that Neil filed about couldn't see any of the transactions of a Journey bank account. He had been blocked, and to this day he says he hasn't seen any transactions of the account, and he was worried about it. People wasn't getting paid that worked for the band, roadies and things of that sort behind the scenes. And Jonathan Cain, came out and responded to that too. He said the reason why Neil is not involved with that account is because he's been blocked, because him and his wife has spent over $1 million of Journey's monies for expenses of their part, whether it be traveling and or other things, dining, whatever the case may be. So, this thing is, it's getting really bad, guys. Cain came out and said Neil Schon is the reason why this band is the way it is, and the reason they are fighting now. So, I don't know where they go from here. Honestly, these guys, they really hate each other. It's plain and simple. And it's getting bad right now, and I think they start a tour in a month. I'll be interested to see if that tour really happens, because this is a train wreck. Each week it gets worse and worse. I never thought I'd see that. But anyways, any thoughts on that? Put them in the comments about Journey just imploding right before our eyes. I never thought I'd see anything like that from Journey. It is something. But in other news, we'll move right along. We have Brian Johnson. He did an interview earlier this week about, to discuss AC/DC's future. And he has a rock memoirs book out too, if you haven't got it or seen it or read it, man, pick it up. It is very interesting. And I always like, books like that. I like the documentaries of the bands and that's in the, or even people who, critics or reporters who are behind the scenes of a tour or something that write books or does a documentary of bands. Pretty cool. But he was out and about. And he is making these around there. And I wonder myself, is it more than just a book? Is it, getting AC/DC back in the news, doing the rounds? I mean, he's talking to everybody. And, and nobody else, Angus, he never talks. I mean, really, once in a while you may get him talking, but it's very, very seldom you hear anything out of AC/DC. And so he was talking about it, and then he was asked, hey, is anything on a tour, are you guys going to get back together and do a tour? Their last album was in 2020, Power Up, did very well. It's a good album. It's an AC/DC album. And he mum's the word. He couldn't answer, he stated, I can't talk about it. I can't talk about AC/DC. He states whether a tour or anything. And, so it was on Eddie Trunk, but he, talked about other things, going around. And every time he came back to that, he said, okay, are you going to make a new album? Will you make a new album coming out or anything in the works? He says, Eddie, I can't talk about, AC/DC. I have nothing to say about that. So then right at the last part, he asked him again about the tour, and he said, listen, I cannot talk about it. And so they didn't get anything out of him about AC/DC, but nevertheless, I truly believe, man, he's making these rounds. Yes, it is for his book. There's no doubt about that. But also, I truly think it's about AC/DC too. I think that they may just come out and do one more last tour. Maybe they put an album out, but I wouldn't think they'd have to. They could tour off Power Up one and make a final farewell tour and call it a day. So hopefully that's what happens. I truly hope so, and we'll see. We'll see what transpires over 2023. And moving on, I like to talk about, hey, who's your favorite drummers? You guys, give me your top 10. I'll go out. Top 10 best drummers, all-time best drummers. And I'll lead the way with that, I'll start mine out. I like Keith Moon. Early Keith Moon, man, he was the best. One of the, probably the first drummer who really actually was behind the scenes and was artistic enough to participate in a making of a song, put his style on it and beat. He was really incredible early on. I would name him number one. I like Alex Van Halen for sure up there. I put Tommy Aldridge number 2, Alex Van Halen 3. I do like Cozy Powell of Deep Purple as 4. And, I would go with Neil Peart 5th, John Bonham 6th. And I tell you, I like Phil Collins there at 7. I like Chad Smith at 8. And I would put Taylor Hawkins at 9. And I would put early Tommy Lee at round out my number 10. So, hey, leave a comment. Give me your best 10 drummers. You know, that's a lot because I like Nickel McBrain, early Nickel McBrain from Iron Maiden, Galvin Harrison, like him, you know, and you go on, Bill Ward, Black Sabbath. Oh gosh, you know, there's a lot of top drummers out there for sure. I want to talk about Led Zeppelin a little bit, man. I know that. Robert Plant's out there in the news with he came out with a new album with Alison Krauss, and he was just talking about a little bit about it, that he can't wait to do their next album. I mean, they have came out, had some Grammys. They did some tours in the past, and he has won Led Zeppelin Grammy. You know, they won a country Grammy, him and Alison Krauss, and wanting to get your take of it. Do you like that part of it? Kind of going over a little folk, a little country from the Led Zeppelin, and even his solo stuff. I liked his solo stuff, but I always liked Robert Plant. I'd like to see him do a little heavier stuff instead of the folk and the country type stuff. What do you guys think, man? Do you like his new stuff? And wouldn't it be great if he could just get with Jimmy Page again and just put something together, an album, hell, called Whitesnate, get Coverdale back or something. I like that Coverdale and Page album too. But let us know what you think about Robert Plant these days, and if you like that Alison Krauss stuff, and or if not, the light. I guess it'd be the light Robert Plant, or do you like the solo Plant, or the Zeppelin? Of course, we all like the Zeppelin, but give us your thoughts on that. And hey, this would be this episode of Metalhead Nation Garage, and again, like and subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you tomorrow.